So, during the week I've had a message saying, "Hi Berryman, wondering if you could do me a 10 things review on one of my favourite movies, Fifth Element. You got cheese and action. What more could you ask for? And the chicken good." Okay, here you go. The Fifth Element is a 1997 English-language French science fiction action film directed and co-written by Luc Besson. It stars Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman and Milla Jovovich. It's primarily set in the 23rd century and the plot involves the survival of planet Earth, which becomes the responsibility of Korben Dallas, a taxicab driver and a former Special Forces major after a young woman falls into his cab. To accomplish this, Dallas joins forces with her to recover 4 mystical stones essential for the defence of Earth against the impending attack of a malevolent cosmic entity. When the film was released, the film actually got lots of positive reviews, although it did tend to polarise critics. It won lots of awards, good and bad awards, and it made $263 million at the box office on a $90 million budget. So at the time of release, it was the most expensive European film ever made. Now, as we like to say on this channel, there's no such thing as a perfect film. So what we're going to talk about, with spoilers, 10 things that can make The Fifth Element better. Number 10. Missing Easter eggs. Earth, wind, fire, water. Now normally the first thing that pops into your head is Avatar, The Last Airbender. But unfortunately this film came out way before Avatar ever came out. But there was something else that was around that would have popped into your head. How about Earth, wind, fire, water, hearts? By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Well, that's what it reminds me of. Now, I know back when this film came out, Easter eggs weren't a thing, but you missed such a treat. You should have had some sort of Easter egg referring to that. I would have been creased up. It would have been hilarious. But hey ho. Number 9. Scary Supreme Being. At the beginning of the film, when the Guardians go to take the actual stones and the statue away for safekeeping, fine. It's just the statue of the actual Fifth Element herself, or himself as it is in that part of the film, looks like a scary monster. In fact, and all blokes will agree with me, it looks like what you look like when you actually get your testicles trapped in your zips. Is that the image you really want from your divine being? Number 8. Star Destroyers. Is it just me, or do the Earth ships actually look like knockoff Star Destroyers, or Star Destroyers with the front just chopped off? That's what every time I watch this film it reminds me of, especially as the back of the ships have the great big 3 turbo whatever type of engines they are. They just look like back ends of Star Destroyers. Number 7. Bleeding. So when the actual entity who gets himself involved and is angry, people start bleeding. Do they bleed from their nose, their eyes, or their ears or mouth? No, they bleed from their forehead? Can someone explain that to me? I mean, I like wrestling and wrestlers actually get blood from their forehead, but there's normally a cut there. Especially when Zorg talks to Mr. Shadow. The blood's pouring from his head, and then once he's finished, he wipes it off and there's nothing there. It doesn't make sense. Why couldn't they have nosebleeds, eye bleeds, ear bleeds, anything, anywhere, just not the forehead with no marks whatsoever? Number 6. Picture. So there's quite a funny scene in this film where Korben Dallas goes to leave his apartment, looks through the viewport, it's his corridor, opens the door and it's a picture. He's about to get robbed. And there's quite a funny scene, except when you put a picture right against the camera or lens or anything, you wouldn't actually see anything. It would be either extremely blurred in or just pitch black. You wouldn't see a perfectly clear corridor. Didn't really make sense. It doesn't work. Number 5. Showing your crack. I'm not being rude this time, except for this it is a bit of a routine, because once again Milla Jovovich is gone naked. Try and find a film that she's not naked in is harder to find a Sean Bean film where he doesn't die. But the point still stands, she escapes. How does she escape? Well, she punches through a glass tube. Great! Except when you actually see her punch through, you can actually see the crack where she's supposed to punch. I think A very well respected director like Luc Besson should have done a hell of a lot better than that. Number 4, extreme close-ups. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stick my face right in front of the camera because I don't want to scare all you people at home. But this film does have a hell of a lot of extreme close-ups. I'm actually getting to the feeling that Luc Besson actually trained Mel Gibson, because Mel Gibson does that as well. Have the camera back a little bit, not right up. I could see every single pore in Milla Jovovich's nose. That's how close these cameras were. I could see every crack in Bruce Willis's face, and this is where the cracks start appearing. Pull the camera back. It does not need to be right in your face the whole time. Number 3, disappearing guns. The Mangalores. They are brilliant. They looked scary, they looked the part, and I loved them. They were absolutely fantastic. Except they have got a big boo-boo in this film. They go into the diva suite, killing all of all her aides and entourage with guns. They shoot everyone in the room. Then they start looking for something. Then Lilo comes in, starts attacking them. Where have all their guns gone? None of them had guns. They all got into fisticuffs, hand-to-hand combat with Lilu. I mean, it was a great fight sequence, great music to go with it, but it made no sense that they had no guns. In fact, the one that had a gun outside didn't go and help. He ran off in the opposite direction. Number 2, Holey Costumes. I've only just found this out, but Jean-Paul Gaultier, a name, huge name in the world of fashion, quality, he actually did the costumes for this film, and I've only just found this out, and I watched this film when it first came out. I'm showing my age off again. But yeah, he did the costumes, and for the most part, he did a fantastic job. It was brilliant, except for one itsy-wincy little flaw. With the diva, when she's singing and dancing, you actually notice she's actually got holes under her armpits. Mainly so the actress can move, but once again, the camera angling wasn't actually that best. You saw it quite easily. I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know if it's Jean-Paul Gaultier's or the directors or the editors. But once again, poor camera choices means you actually saw all the behind the scenes stuff. You don't want to see that. You want to be taken away. And this film does take you into different places, but that sort of just ruins the suspense. Number 1, bomb timing. So there's a bomb on the yacht. Everyone's escaping. The good guys get to a ship. They're powering the ship up. But Zorg comes and turns the bomb off. 10 seconds later, another bomb appears with a 5-second countdown. So that actually meant they had an extra 10 seconds to get away from the bomb. The thing is, the good guys only escaped during the second timer. Now if the first bomb had gone off, the bad guys would have won. The good guys would have died in the yacht on a bomb. Very fluky. Actually, it took over the side of the rest of the film, to be perfectly honest. Final thoughts. On paper, this film should actually fail. It's very hard to do a comedy set in space. It's very hard to do parody of Die Hard. It's also very hard to do a big blockbuster film with a full opera song. So many things that this film should have failed on, and yet it succeeded. This film is quite funny, and it's funny not in a I'm going to be immature type of way. It's funny by just the way the cast are with each other. Talking about the cast, they were brilliant. They actually looked like they were having fun. You actually got the impression that filming this was actually a lot of fun. Bruce Willis was in his element. Milla Jovovich, apart from the fact how young she looks, actually brings this very awesome childlike quality to Lilu. Something that she doesn't do very often nowadays, but she pulled it off perfectly. If you told me in today, Milla Jovovich as a childlike person, I would have laughed in your face, but here is the proof she can do it. Even the supporting cast, Chris Tucker, it should be annoying, but it wasn't. It was funny. You can't help laugh. The amount of comedians that are actually in this film as well, and nobody rap stars. Tricky, he was in this film. I mean, it's a very English-French film, to be perfectly honest. The special effects are also fantastic. It does use CGI and practical effects and creature effects. If you actually think about it, this film looks like it could have been done by Jim Henson. It's that good. And also the music is fantastic. I don't know who did the actual music, but it was brilliant, it was top notch and worked. And as I said, the opera on paper should have failed. But that's all, one way I watched this as a kid, that's all me and my friends were talking about, was how great that opera song was. Is opera really that cool? No, it's not, but this film made you think it was. I'm saying everything good. Yes, my list is predominantly nitpicking at best. This film's just awesome. It's a fantastic 90s film that will never age badly. So what am I going to rank it? Well, it's not like Oscar worthy, it's not I'm going to think and make you really delve into it, but it's still a fun, enjoyable film that has lasted. So I'm going to be nice, 8 out of 10 berries, that's what I'm giving it. But that's my opinion. What do you think? What's your review on the film? Leave it in the comments below, along with your suggestions or anything I've done wrong in this list. Please let me know. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, please hit the subscribe button as well. Get notifications for all my videos as well. And what am I doing next week? Well, I'm going to carry on with my series of a galaxy far, far away. So come back next Sunday, 6 PM UK time. Bye-bye.